So we've been talking about legacy and what legacy means. What I'm going to be talking about now is emancipation. But just as a recap, let's go back to where we started, which was here. Legacy means all of these things. So I wrote a book called Legacy Made Simple, and the purpose of the book is to really help and guide everyone in thinking through crafting and then executing their legacy. But in doing that, what I realized is, and one of the reasons that I wrote the book is because a lot of people talk about legacy, but don't really understand what it means, don't really know how to think it through, how to actually craft it, who needs to be involved in the drafting and execution, what it means to have a legacy, all these things. And so a lot of times things don't get done because the task seems overwhelming. Like, for example, and I'm sure this is true with you, I have a million things to do. Like, my calendar is packed. So if you introduce something to me, or if there's something that I really need to do, if it seems too hard for me, I'm just like, no, like I'm checked out. It's too much. I can't think about it because I already have so many other things to think about. And so I wrote the book Legacy Made Simple to really have it unpacked for you, to take you step by step. Hey, this is simple. All you have to do is ABC. And one of the reasons that I'm doing these videos is just to kind of, as a primer, just, yes, I want you to get the book. I want you to read the book. But I also want you to start thinking about more basic concepts like, what is legacy? Like, what do I even need to be thinking about? And I promise you that as you start thinking about this, you're going to realize how substantial your legacy can be, not only to you, but as it relates to your impact on future generations. So let's get to it. Now, what I talked about in general is legacy meaning and encompassing all of these things. So legacy means living your best life. It means emancipation. It means generational wealth. It means really taking inventory and a close and honest look about your attitudes and mindset, because maybe some of those need some adjustment or some change. Also, it means currency. Human, intellectual, and financial currency are all a huge part of your legacy. And then understanding that legacy means that you are passing on a baton. A baton because, you have to determine what that baton is, what it looks like, and what impact it's going to have. So that's what we talked about, is legacy meaning and encompassing all of those things. Today, we're going to talk about the emancipation part of legacy and how emancipation or not being emancipated could really limit or stifle your legacy. So emancipation, and I always like to start with definitions. Emancipation means being freed from bondage or freed from something. And so because Legacy Made Simple is focusing on creating legacies for Black and Brown people and kind of like an instructional on how to do that, emancipation is bigger than we may think it is. One of the things that is key in emancipation, freeing ourselves from things, thoughts, processes, etc., is being free from dogma. And so dogma means living according to the thoughts of others, the opinions of others, letting others have impact on you and you living according to their beliefs or whatever. So that's the first thing we need emancipation from, because other people's thoughts or ignorance or ideas we should not give them power over us and the way we think and the things that we do, because what that means is that we won't fully realize our potential because we worried about and thinking about what other people think and the ideas that other people have. And so that is very limiting. And so that's the first thing that we need to get freedom from.
Come here, girl.
I'm recording, honey.
All right.
The next thing we need to get freedom from is the thought that we are not valuable, that we don't have as much value as we actually do have. And this is a big one because it kind of goes back to dogma, but as Black and Brown people, we've been told for a long time that we're not valuable, that, we're not even like a whole person, that our lives don't matter, that we don't matter, that we're ignorant. Just thinking about the word nigger, which is meant for, Black people, brown people, whatever. But honestly, the ignorance comes in the people who say it. So we have to really stop thinking about our value from the perspective of others and frame our value in terms of what we have to give to others, to all of the wisdom and all of the accomplishments that we have made, which has nothing to do with what other people have told us and what we maybe, over time have believed. And so understanding our value is key, and being freed from the value proposition of others as it relates to us in terms of our legacy is huge. Because if you feel like you don't have value and the conversation goes like this, well, I don't really have anything, I'm not rich, I just have a job. I only, I'm not, I can't, I don't, all of these conversations is really people diminishing their value and not recognizing how much they have to offer. Now, some people are younger and may not see tangible value as, what they will see. But the point is that you build your legacy every day. So you can't wait until, in your mind, if you believe that you need $1 million to start your legacy, you can't wait till you have that million. You got to start way before you get that million, but you don't need $1 million. Legacy is not all about money. It's about a lot more than money. And so that's understanding your value and how valuable you are in your life and how valuable your life is to others is really a starting point to really recognize and experience and create your best legacy, which is the goal. The next thing that we need emancipation from is limits, or I'm just going to say limitations. So it's really kind of related to dogma and value, but a lot of times, and this is kind of more of an internal. So I talked about value and dogma being things that other people project onto us or say to us or how they make us feel. And these are people like outside of our circle, outside of our family. But we need emancipation from some limitations that, we hold on to. And these may be limitations that have been put on us by people in our family or in our immediate circle. It could be your spouse. It could be somebody very close to you. And it could be them saying something like, you'll be just like your daddy, or, you'll never do this, or, nobody else in the family went to college, so why do you think you can go to college? What makes you think you could start a business? Nobody else in the family started a business. You're ugly, you're this, you're that, you're broke, all these things, you dark skin, you light skin, whatever. Those are limitations that, even though they're words matter, and words take root in us, and those can grow into some limiting beliefs and some other limitations that make us say, hey, I can't start my own business. I can't go to college. Nobody else in my family went to college. My mother just works at the post office. I can't go to college. I got to work at the post office. So these are the types of limitations or limiting beliefs that we have to be freed from. Because if we continue to put these limits on ourselves, then we won't be able to leave our best legacy, because we won't live our best life. And so until we can emancipate ourselves from these things and really understand our value, who we are, that, there are no limits except the ones we put on ourselves, and really stop putting those limits on ourselves, then we'll be able to live our best life, leave our best legacy, impact future generations, create more opportunities, open more doors, and all of those things. And that's what Legacy Made Simple is about. It's about swinging those doors open, because there's no reason that we can't. We have everything that we need. So, emancipation from dogma, other people's thoughts. Emancipation from diminishing our value based on other people's words or actions. And then emancipating ourselves from self-imposed limitations, or limitations that others, maybe close to us, have imposed on us. So we have to let go of all of that. We have to get free from all of that, so that we can begin to think about, craft, and execute our best legacy.